welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Trish. I am an ambulatory mobility aid user, and I use this channel to share what my day-to-day life is like. In today's video, I want to dive into some really critical issues that impact the disabled community. I love doing travel videos, shopping videos, all that, but sometimes I really feel like I need to use this platform to share things that are important. So I hope you will join me on this journey towards inclusivity and advocacy. Before I get started, I do want to say that the disabled community is a huge spectrum. So my opinions will not reflect everyone's. This is just how I feel about some issues. The very first thing I want to talk about is how inaccessibility impacts disabled people, especially my fellow wheelchair users. It is 2024. I feel like there is no excuse for every building not to be accessible, but there's still inaccessibility everywhere. As an avid traveler, I find that a lot of tourist destinations lack accessibility. Most places have the legal amount of accessibility, but very few places really go above and beyond to make disabled visitors feel welcome. The biggest challenge I encounter, sounds like a silly one, but bathrooms that the way they're designed are hard to get a wheelchair in and out. And it's hard to go somewhere when you can't go to the bathroom. This issue doesn't impact me specifically, but there are very few places outside of major medical facilities that have adult-sized changing tables. And that is something some people need and can't comfortably go without. The second biggest challenge would be that the doorways and pathways around a place just aren't wide enough. Social stigma and ableism continue to plague our society. There is a belief among non-disabled people that disabled people don't enjoy the same things they do. A big one is amusement parks. I see in amusement park Facebook groups all the time where they say that people in the disability access type lines are faking it because why would a disabled person be on a roller coaster? Which is just silly. Some people might have health problems that prevent them from doing things like that, but other people love them. I myself am a big fan of roller coasters and all thing amusement parks. I'm also a big fan of like thrift stores and antique stores, and very rarely is it easy to navigate those for me. So as a disabled person, I want to be everywhere that a non-disabled person wants to be, and I don't know why society believes otherwise. Next up, let's talk about employment and economic inequality. Oh, this is a really loaded one, and I'm just going to kind of graze it. I could make a whole video on this. And if you want a whole video on this, let me know. But disabled people often have limited job opportunities. And the jobs we can get don't pay very good. I have a degree in early childhood education, although right now I am unable to work. I am completely disabled. I could not show up at an employer at any regular intervals because of all my health problems. I don't have the energy. I wouldn't be able to do it. I do sometimes look at job listings and they really just scream no disabled people. Even administrator jobs say that you need to be able to lift 20 to 30 pounds. A lot of daycares aren't wheelchair accessible. So for me as a wheelchair user who would need that wheelchair to do a job if I was able to hold a job, there aren't a lot of options out there. I started this and I do make a little bit of money sometimes doing this in my social media, but I am not on Medicaid because my husband has a good job and we have insurance. People on Medicaid cannot start their own businesses. They cannot have assets. In some cases, they cannot get married or they would lose those services. Services like home health care, waiver services that will pay for equipment, all things like that are dependent on basically the disabled person living in poverty. So really, disabled people are the only group in the US that don't have marriage equality. And it's 2024. I don't even know what else to say about that. It's pathetic. I try to keep upbeat in videos like this, but there's no upbeat way to say that. If a person is disabled and depend on the services they get, they can't get married or they could lose them. There's like a very limited amount of assets you're allowed to have. So there's really no room to move up economically. All right, let's move on to healthcare. Disabled people like myself frequently face challenges getting quality healthcare. Sometimes the facilities just aren't adequately accessible, and other times they just face so much discrimination that they can't get proper care. Not too long ago, I posted 2 videos about my journey towards a diagnosis, and this journey spanned over a decade. And it was just full of misdiagnosis, discrimination, just struggle to get taken seriously. I'm going to put those videos in the description so you can watch them if you want. But what I'm getting at here is that it is hard for us to go to medical providers. I was actually at the doctor's today, and it's an exhausting process. Now, this doctor is good. He's kind. He listens. He's knowledgeable about rare diseases, which is so important. And his office is fairly accessible. But I had to go to 4 of this kind of specialists before I found him. And not everyone has resources to do that. I will never stop being surprised at how many doctor's offices are really not wheelchair accessible at all. Because I feel like if anywhere is going to have good accessibility, it should be a doctor's office, but that is not the case. I know I'm just kind of glossing over some issues, but what I want to talk about next is what we can do about them. Strengthening legal protections for the disabled community is crucial. We have ADA laws, but they leave a lot to be desired. There's a lot of loopholes businesses can use not to do it. They can use the age of the building. They can say that they can't provide a certain service due to safety. There are legal ways to still discriminate even under the ADA. So we need to strengthen our laws and stop allowing all those loopholes. We need to make laws that require universal design in new buildings, which an example of that would be like ramps instead of steps, automatic opening doors, things like that. Things that help the disabled community, but they're really for everyone. We wouldn't need special accommodations if things were just built with everyone in mind. And we just need to keep reminding places that disabled people are consumers too. We want to get out there and spend our money. We just need places that meet our needs to go do so. As I wrap up this discussion, please take a minute to reflect on what I talked about. Disability advocacy is a collective effort, so please take time to share this video, engage in a conversation with a friend or family member, and just be part of the change. Together, we can create a world that includes and embraces everyone, regardless of ability level. If you have any thoughts, questions, or just want to share your personal experiences, leave me a comment. Don't forget to like this video, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on a future video. I do this almost every day, so I will see you soon.